Have you ever just looked around and wondered why some people seem to achieve their dreams so effortlessly, while so many others who work just as hard, if not harder, just keep falling short? Well, it turns out there's this incredibly powerful, time-tested principle at play. It's a single idea so profound, it's actually been called the strangest secret in the world. And today, we're going to unpack it.
So, to really get a grip on this secret, we first need to look at a pretty startling problem. Let's call it the 95% problem. And it really gets to the heart of why so many people, despite having big dreams and good intentions, just don't quite get there.
Okay, so check this out. The thinker Earl Nightingale, he asked this really powerful question. He said, what happens to 100 people who start out at age 25, totally fired up and full of dreams? Well, the numbers are kind of shocking. By the time they hit 65, only 5 of them are financially independent. The other 95? Broke, still grinding away at a job, or dependent on someone else. Only 5% make the grade.
And this isn't just about money, not at all. A more modern study, cited by the great Les Brown, it reveals an even deeper issue. A staggering 85% of people go to jobs they flat out hate. I mean, they feel completely unfulfilled, they're deeply stressed, and get this, for a lot of them, Monday morning is literally the most common time for a heart attack. He says they're basically dying of a broken heart.
So that brings us to the big mystery, right? Why? Why do so many people who start out with all this ambition and potential just end up conforming to a life of, quiet desperation? The answer, it turns out, lies in how we define and pursue success in the first place.
Yeah, the answer really starts with redefining what success even means. See, it's not a finish line. It's not a pile of cash. True success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Think about that. It's the school teacher who loves teaching. It's the entrepreneur who is passionately building their business. It's the parent raising a great family. It's literally anyone who is deliberately moving toward a goal they chose for themselves.
And that new way of looking at success, it leads us directly to the core principle we're here to uncover. This one single idea is what truly separates that 5% from the 95%. This is the strangest secret.
Think of it like this. Imagine a ship leaving a harbor. It has a captain, a crew, and a clear destination plotted on a map. That ship will get to its port 99,999 times out of 10,000. It's practically a sure thing. Now, imagine another ship. No captain, no destination, no plan. It just drifts. Eventually, it's going to end up on some deserted beach, wrecked. It's that simple. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going.
So here it is. This is the secret. After studying the world's greatest teachers and philosophers, from Marcus Aurelius in ancient Rome all the way up to Emerson, they all came to the exact same conclusion. There was unanimous agreement on this one point. We become what we think about. A person who is constantly thinking about a concrete goal will reach it. And a person with no goal, whose thoughts are just a swirl of confusion and fear, they're going to create a life of confusion and fear.
The human mind works just like a farmer's field. The land is fertile, but it doesn't care what you plant in it. If you plant corn seeds, it's going to grow a whole lot of corn. But if you plant seeds of deadly nightshade, it's going to return that poison just as abundantly. Your mind is exactly the same. It will grow whatever you plant, success or failure, a worthy goal, or just total confusion. It's up to you.
But here's the thing. This isn't just some nice, hopeful philosophy. Thinkers like Wallace Wattles, they took it a step further. He argued that success actually operates under a set of laws that are as predictable and exact as algebra. He called it the science of success.
So Wattles' model is built on 3 really core ideas. First, he says there's a creative, intelligent thinking stuff from which everything is made. You can think of it as the raw energy of pure potential. Second, a thought that you hold in your mind impresses itself onto this substance. And third, because of that, you can literally learn to impress your thoughts onto the substance to create the things you imagine.
Now, to do this, you have to make a huge mental shift from a competitive to a creative mindset. See, the competitive mind thinks the supply of everything is limited, that for you to win, someone else has to lose. But the creative mind, it knows there is a limitless supply of this formless stuff. You don't compete for what's already there, you create what you want from an infinite source.
So, how do you connect with this creative power? Well, the number one tool is gratitude. A grateful mind, it unifies you with this creative substance. It keeps you focused on abundance, not what you lack, and it builds this unwavering faith that's absolutely necessary for creation. Gratitude is the bridge between your thought and it becoming a real thing. Okay, but having the right mindset, it's not enough. As Wallace Wattles warned, just thinking about something without taking action is the rock where so many dreams get shipwrecked. To really succeed, you have to start acting in a certain way.
And that action? It has to happen right now. You can't get lost planning for some far-off tomorrow or regretting yesterday. The key is to do everything you can do today and to perform each small act in an efficient, successful way. See, by thought, the thing you want is brought to you, but it's by action that you actually receive it.
And a huge part of that action is this principle of increase. In every single transaction, you must give every person more in use value than what you take from them in cash value. Think about it. The ideas in a book you buy for 20 bucks might bring you thousands of dollars in return. That's a great exchange. This ensures that you become a creative center, adding to the life of every single person you deal with.
So how can you prove all of this to yourself? Well, Earl Nightingale laid out a simple, incredibly powerful test that anyone can take to completely turn their life around for the better.
Okay, here's the challenge. For 30 days, I want you to write your one specific, worthy goal on a card. Just one. Look at it constantly when you wake up, throughout the day, before bed. But here's the most important part. Every single time a negative or fearful thought pops into your mind, you have to consciously replace it with the mental image of your goal, and then act as if it were absolutely impossible to fail.
Now, you are going to face fear. It's the most subtle and destructive of all human problems. But like Zig Ziglar famously said, fear is just false evidence appearing real. It's an illusion that we create in our own minds. The benefit of letting fear hold you back is zero. The key is to starve that fear by focusing on your purpose.
Sticking with this for 30 days, it's going to require persistence. But what is persistence really? It's just another word for faith. Think about it. If you didn't have faith that your goal was possible, you would never ever persist through the tough times. So when this test gets hard, you're not just practicing persistence, you're actively demonstrating your faith.
Throughout this 30-day test, remember the fundamental law of exchange. Success isn't about making money. Making money is the result of success, and success is in direct proportion to our service. Your financial return is just a yardstick. It's a measurement of the quality and the quantity of the service you're providing to other people.
And that brings us right back around to the most powerful and, responsible truth of all. Every single one of us is the sum total of our own thoughts. You are where you are right now because that is exactly, deep down, where you have chosen to be, whether you admit it or not. Your thoughts have led you to this exact spot.
So, if we know for a fact that the one law that never ever fails is that you become what you think about, well, it leaves us with only one question. And it's probably the most important question you will ever answer for yourself. What will you think about?